Hey, welcome back. It's another edition of Dave Learns AI. It's a Taptico Solutions presentation. We are official.
With the name?
Well, so we actually got coached up.
Oh yeah, we did.
We had a coaching meeting with a very, very intelligent young lady.
Yes, Allison.
Allison Hare.
She did amazing. She, for us newbies on this, she really structured our stuff. So this is going to be our best episode yet.
So she's got a podcast, ultimately like a podcast coaching consulting company. It's called Reinvention Room, the Reinvention Room.
Yep.
And she took her time last week to sit down with us and talk a little bit about our podcast and how we do it, what we do well, what we could do better, and just really try to maximize. I mean, nobody wants to waste their time watching us on TV.
No.
Or on YouTube or whatever. I mean, I make my family watch it. Like literally sit. No, you sit down and watch the rest of it. But
we're going to have more fun. Like, this is fun. We're having fun. Are we live?
Wow. Fun is right. Anyway, so I feel better. One of the things that Allison said, hey, it's really important within the first, I already blew it, like within the first 30 seconds of, state a promise. What are we going to deliver in this episode? And you've got that down, right?
Yeah, what's the payoff today? Today we're going to learn about basically what jobs the AI has already come for and what jobs are safe and what are kind of in the middle. And the payoff is that you're going to know by the end of this episode who, I guess, Allison, we're going to know what jobs have already been taken, and we're going to know if you're safe or not. And if you kind of feel like you're on the bubble in the gray area, we're going to let you know how to position yourself with AI so that you can use it to your advantage and not have it replace you.
I kind of feel like you're yelling.
Well, this is an Allison coach.
Oh, really?
Am I okay?
All right.
My energy's fine. Are you okay?
Dave, you all right?
My energy's good. So interesting that we're going to talk about this for a lot of reasons. I mean, it is the number one concern that people have right now in regards to what's AI going to do in regards to replacing jobs. I don't think I've referenced it on the show yet, but you know Mike Rowe from Dirty Jobs?
Yep.
So Mike Rowe was in an interview recently where he was reached out to by somebody who was, I don't know, like on top of, let's just say, the welders organization. That wasn't it, but it was something along those lines. And he was like, hey, we're having a real problem with finding people that are the future of this industry. And he asked Mike Rowe, where are these people? And he said, well, they're all in the 8th grade. Currently, they're in the 8th grade because everybody's in transition right now. And those who are in high school going into college, who are now starting to realize, or going into high school, then into college, are starting to realize, oh, that job that I thought maybe I would want someday is not going to be around.
Yeah.
So what jobs are going to be around? And that's ultimately what you're saying we're going to talk about.
Correct. Yeah. I mean, you have your trade jobs that are really going to be, I eventually think that AI will replace pretty much every job out there, but the ones that right now that I can tell you that are pretty much obsolete. Let's start with the stock photos, your basic designer. If you had a presentation or if you had a piece of content that you needed a specific photo for, 10 years ago, 5 years ago, you'd have to go search the internet and find a stock photo. You'd have to get the license. You'd have to pay for it, how many uses you have for it.
Yeah.
Now, Dave, all it is a simple prompt, and you can create anything you want, any setting with any people. It's literally all at your fingertips. So that job is definitely one that's...
I have a question, and I don't know if you can answer it, but I'll shoot anyway. How do people feel about that? Like, I've used them. I've used the AI-generated photos, and you can tell they're AI-generated photos.
Yeah.
But as a consumer, if you're scrolling through Instagram or Facebook or TikTok or whatever, I guess not TikTok because that would be a video, not a photo. But you come. I know. I wouldn't know, boomer. But if you're flipping through and you see something and it catches your eye as not being authentic or real, what's the consumer think of that right now?
Well, like we talked about, I think for simple stuff, if it's not like, you always want a human in the loop because, and I'll get into this later in the episode about how you want the human strategy and creativity there. But when it comes to simple stuff, whether maybe it's something internal for the organization, we're just chopping hours spent by low-level employees going to chase after stuff that they can just type in.
That's such a good point, because I don't even consider that as often. I consider everything in marketing being external, that it's going out to a customer, it's going out to a consumer. And the truth of the matter is there's a ton of marketing that's internal. There's a ton that's B2B, where it doesn't really matter if the photo is legit. Really, who cares?
No, but like some people who are conscientious, they don't want it to say like Getty or like right on it. So I mean, it just makes it easier.
Yeah.
Just that particular graphic kind of design, photo creation, that is just something. And what's going to happen to that job? The people shouldn't be too worried, because everything is going to adjust. Everything's going to shift. So those people, instead of spending their time searching the internet for something like a picture or photo or creating a graphic, they're going to become better at prompts. That's how they stay relevant.
So what ultimately you're saying, what jobs are actually being replaced? So this one specifically, is it the photographer?
The photographer, no, because photographers can, they're going to have to take less for what's out there, because people used to pay for the usage of their stuff. But like live event, if it's sports or if it's a concert, that there's always going to be stuff for that. But as far as going to do a photo shoot and be like, hey, let's get this person, Hide the Pain Herald, some of those memes that turned up people were just literally stock photos. Those are all gone.
Well, it's interesting too that you say that, because when we sat around and talked about our headshots for our business, I have friends that do headshots. I have friends that I've hired to shoot pictures of my family. But we all three used an app. And unfortunately, my friend that I would have normally hired for a headshot, I didn't. I paid $7.99 for, an app, and it's probably the best picture I've ever taken.
It is, because the particular app that we used was actually one that just does just the right changes to where it just brightens your face and everything. And but I mean, I think with headshots, it's something where it's so small on the screen now, it's not that big of a deal. But I'm not saying that art of photography is gone. It's going to have to shift, just like everything else. And you know what else is going to shift? Is voiceover acting and voiceover translation. So it's like, that used to be a whole industry where, working actors could get this role where they'll go into a recording studio and do voiceover work. Now you can use apps like 11 AI. There's a ton of them out there where you can just anything you can think of, any mood, any setting, any tone, any accent, you just type it in and it literally spits it out, and it's super impressive. Actually, let's cue up that video. Let's take a look at this, and I want to show you I want to show it to you in action.
Okay.
Once upon a time in
All right,
the
so
narrow
this
streets
guy
of London.
Has a nice voice.
Just sharing so much.
This is the translation part.
मैं बहुत आभारी हूँ. अरे,
Just click of a
ये
button.
कितने अच्छे आदमी.
Real time, it changes.
Oh, wow.
Aye, lad, there's magic in
Obviously,
these old
fantasy.
bones.
That guy's never
Watch
existed.
out, big world. I'm small, but I
Look at that mouse.
The kids will love it. And even sound effects. Check this out. So you just type in a race car,
What's
and it
that?
creates all this
Wow.
based on the video.
Hey, can I check the status of my
And
order?
here's where
Yes,
if you're a
of course.
representative,
Your order is due to arrive at around 2 p.m.
Oh, these are just like your chatbots that
chatbot.
can.
But listen,
Voiceovers
this is
like
cool.
this take a ton of time to record. But with AI, you can now quickly clone your voice.
He's just
and have
cloned
it
his
say
voice.
anything that you type. So if you don't want to, you don't need to be in any of your future videos at all.
Dude, so this is what I'm talking about, where that guy's cloning his voice. He sat in front of a camera for 10 minutes and he talked for 10 minutes, whatever script they gave him. And by the end of it, they had literally, and we talked about it last episode. You guys should check it out when we talk about kind of scaling your brand. But yeah, I mean, literally, it didn't sound different, right?
No, it sounded the same. I actually spent a career in the radio business, radio and records. And obviously technology changed everything about what I did. And even to this moment, we have a client who needed voiceover work. Now, I did try to utilize an app and
Yeah, which one do you use?
I think it's called Wondercraft.
Okay.
And it did a fine job, but the client was like, it doesn't feel real to me. And there was good emphasis and there was good like inflection. Luckily for me, I have some experience. I've got I've got a perfect face for radio still. So I had a voice and I was able to cut some spots for her without the use of AI. But I mean, as we always keep talking in these shows, is the technology is from Monday to Friday is going so fast that, like you said, I could talk right now for 10 minutes and probably deliver that same script for her with it sounding just like me right now.
Yeah, for sure. And it is Wondercraft. I mean, I'm sure they've had updates since then. And it's hard. It'll eventually get to where we are one-shotting everything and it'll just understand what we're trying to talk about. Now you probably need to give it 2 or 3, change this word, or you said not like different things like that. But as far as we're 97, 98% of the way there just as it exists right now.
So when you talk about 5 jobs or 5 jobs that are...
Yeah, I've got 2 more.
Okay. When you talk about those, are these jobs specific to marketing and content, right?
Yes.
You're not talking about jobs that are like customer service jobs and things like that. You're just talking specifically.
There is some crossover, but yeah. I
Okay.
mean, my lane is kind of the crossover. Now, when it comes to the voiceover stuff, it's important to note that we're still not to the point where if it's a legal thing or if it's a medical thing for a translation, you've got to have somebody who's like authorized to do that. They're not going to, because if it's something that comes up in a court case, it's going to be a little bit more serious.
I don't understand what you mean. Can you explain?
So if there's like bilingual, if there's something going on where there's a murder or something and the guy really needs to hear his story on the stand, you wouldn't want AI to translate that quite yet, even though it could probably get, like I said, 98% of the way there. But
Okay.
with something so intricate like that, or something like translating a health diagnosis bilingual, you want somebody who literally is trained in that.
I mean, Google Translate is AI, right? I mean, when I'm traveling to Mexico and I'm like talking in it, it's translating, so that's AI, right?
Yeah, in a way, but this, as you can see, is real time. He literally clicked a button and it just switched over the translation that in real time.
That's crazy.
All right, so let me tell you about 2 more. The fourth, and this is the most obvious, everybody's used ChatGPT. I mean, that's like the basic LLM that most people have had exposure to. If you haven't, you've at least seen Apple Intelligence on your phone where it tries to rewrite an email.
Yeah.
Copywriting, formatting, the basic kind of, that basic entry-level, low-level copywriter is completely kind of obsolete. I'd say out of every job we're going to talk about, that is the most
Already,
obsolete.
at this point, gone.
Gone, because think about it, like, what used to 10 years ago, they used to have an intern who would come up and say, hey, here's a first draft of a blog post or of a newsletter, and the director or VP would at least be able to coach them up and say, not this, yes, this, and then train them. But the VP saved all the work of what do I talk about? How do I do this? How do I format it? All this boring like grinding and the punctuation and everything. Now it's all done. Literally just a ChatGPT or any LLM can give you 20 topics on anything and give you 100 topics. And that's where it really excels, is the language, the formatting, the correct spelling and punctuation, that sort of thing that gets tedious to our human brains.
Well, this is good for me to know because I typically, when I write something, I have my wife edit it. She'll proofread it. But I always feel bad after she gets done with it. So now I'll just send it to ChatGPT because the tone won't be there.
The tone, exactly.
Like you idiot. Why did you put 2 question marks?
Well, sometimes you need that. Maybe you can tell your LLM. Do you have a name for your ChatGPT?
I do not. No, I don't have that kind of relationship yet.
Yeah, Nick has.
Yeah, we're going to talk to Blake later.
Okay.
Actually, in the next episode.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, we're going to actually sit down with her.
Very nice. All right, let me tell you about the 5th one.
Please do.
And we got another video. Simple video editing. Dave, if you think about 90% of the video that goes out that is either for social platforms or for ads, yes, they're TV commercials still, and yes, they're important, but for the most part, that simple video editing and creation and ideation is pretty much obsolete because you can go in and you can turn pictures into full-length movies. You can take a picture and get different camera angles. I mean, the amount, and this has all changed in the past like month where I've seen this kind of stuff, where you can go into a picture and you can go around. Google Maps right now has where you can go to a city, and I don't know if you've ever gone around the city where you like press the arrow and you like go burst forward.
Of course, yeah.
Now you can now it like lets you walk around the street, and you can look down and see your feet. And it's building all this all just from a picture.
Before we go into the video, they just released a version of the Matrix on a screen that is all filled with AI generated, think of it kind of like the Sphere in Las Vegas.
Okay.
So you've got a submersive experience where there's screen all the way around you, and the AI has generated the rest of the movie screen. So you're actually in the entire scene.
That's
because
cool.
everything around you is what would
it look like?
What it would have been. It's pretty cool.
Okay, yeah.
Check
Cue
this
that
out.
next video, and you'll see something similar right here. Okay, so this is the angle thing I'm talking about. It just pulled those two angles, changed the camera angle, just from a picture.
I love the saxophone.
Me too, it's playing at my wedding. Look at this, you can even put the camera on the bag, change the lighting,
Wow.
finish the sequence, transform the car, and look, this is all just, I love this one right here. Just the crowd out of nowhere,
This is all going so fast for me.
the weather, but see how fast it is in real time?
Yeah.
And
I mean, this is how people consume too. I mean, why would this not make sense?
For real, and this is a little bit more of showing the what it's capable of. This is Higgsfield AI. It's really graphic. I mean, it can basically create. They can all create anything, but this is like futuristic kind of stuff.
I mean, this is an ad though, showing you what this does. I mean, have you played with it and made this kind
Yeah.
of stuff happen?
Absolutely. I haven't gone super creative mode because I've used it more for business cases. But look, I mean, you can do full-length cinemas. Anything you can think of, the app can create in a smooth way. It's just, you see that and you think like, man, people, and we talked about this on the last one, episode 2, like how you would have to used to hire actors, rent out places, settings, camera equipment. Now it's all just
The editing alone. I mean, people would often talk when you're in production at any point. The editing is always the most laborious part of creation.
Yeah.
It's like, I got to hit that edit. I got to make sure I hit that. Like if you have a song behind it or something, you probably can even create it to where it switches right when the song switches with a downbeat or something.
Absolutely, and there's no retakes.
Yeah.
Editors back in the day, they used to like probably go mad where they would get in the editing bay and have to do something, and then all of a sudden they realize they're missing a part.
So when you say you say that job, which is
Let's just call it simple video editing.
so not necessarily for feature films.
Right. I mean, it has
Eventually,
capability.
it could.
Eventually, yeah, it's coming.
Yeah.
It's coming. All right, so let's go over the 3 jobs that are.
Was that all 5? Did you say all 5?
That's all 5. Yes.
Okay. You want to recap those real quick?
Yes. The first one was.
Oh, I wasn't listening to anything you said. Oh, you forgot.
No, what is it before?
Oh my
Now I'm in the hot seat.
You are in the hot seat and it's hot in here. I have it on my list.
I do too. What did we say?
No, what did you say? I'm just here listening. I'm asking questions.
If you don't talk, then I'll move
Okay.
it.
Stock photo creators.
Stock photo creation.
Yeah, and then low budget voiceover.
Yeah, I got those.
Yep. Junior copywriters, you mentioned.
Copywriters, yep.
Simple video editors.
And that's it.
Oh, and then non-specialized translators.
Yeah,
You kind of reeled that into another one.
I did that, yeah.
Okay. Well, good job.
Okay, so in 3, 2. Okay, so let's talk about the jobs.
Oh,
that
you think they're gonna edit that? No.
Right now, they're both like, what? What's he clapping at?
We don't have edit.
No!
Edit point.
Good.
No, last week I tried to do that, and I was like, "Oh, we'll pick up at the laugh," and you guys left the whole thing in there. So
Hey.
you know what? You're gonna be
I'm
in
on
the hot seat.
I'm truly on the hot
Sorry,
seat.
this is real.
So awkward for everybody.
Okay, well, in that case, we're going to recap the 5 jobs that are pretty much done.
We already did that, yeah.
Stock video.
No, we did it.
They're
We're
gone. Okay.
good.
Okay.
All right, enough.
Okay.
Go to the next one.
Tribble, take your shirt off.
All right, the 3 jobs that are safe. We'll make these quick. In any serious marketing, creative kind of space, you have to have strategy. AI cannot really keep up with pop culture enough to know where it can know what every meme means. I mean, you got that Ibiza final boss. Have you seen him? I love him.
Come on.
He's incredible. But like
Look who
these
you're
things that are
talking to.
happening in real time, strategy, sometimes you can hop onto some like a viral kind of trend, and AI.
Like the Coldplay thing.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah,
Great
I know.
example. Yeah. It can do it, but it's going to be late.
Yeah.
Creative. We talked about this a couple.
So that was one.
One is strategy. You got to have a strategist overall, calling the shots. How are we going to disperse the content, distribute it? What platforms? AI can help, but strategy is so intricate, and it's like you just have to have an overall strategy. AI can support it, but somebody at the top needs to be making that decision. Number 2 is creative. Creative is, we've talked about it a lot, having that human connection, that human in the loop. Coming up with an idea, and again, these are all jobs that AI supports, but I still think for any kind of commercial, if you're trying to connect with your clients, like you need to let an LLM get you started, but I do think that you need to like give the sign off, and a human needs to be in charge of the overall creative.
Well, I mean, I think, we've said it before, garbage in is garbage out. So even if you're using AI tools to create, that creative needs to give the prompts of, hey, here's my vision, make my vision come to fruition. Nick is really good at prompting, and it's about being a director, and it's about being creative. You can't really get the same thing if Nick and I are sitting there in an LLM, and we want the same result, but he puts in better creative like prompts, then he's going to probably get a better finished product.
Correct. And you'll get there faster. So it's all about giving them direction. If you sat down to a Manus AI or a chat GPT and said, hey, tell me something that I should do with my business, it can go a million different directions. But if you're like, hey, I need a strategic marketing plan for this client, here's our deliverables, here's when it needs to be rolled out, here's kind of the creative theme that we want to stay in, it just kind of gives it more of a narrow focus. But having the strategist, having the creative, the human in the loop. The third is what will never go away, and that's the idea of trust and relationships. So negotiating, if you ever want to go to the table, like we negotiate deals with our clients now. Basically that
we don't really negotiate. It's kind of like, well, what will you pay us? We'll take it. That's a joke. Not a joke. $20, $50. Something.
We got to go back on the no cutting rule. So, taking clients to dinner, connecting with your fellow human, and I think that is never gonna. AI will never be able to take that from anybody, because I think that is going to be a lost quality, and humans are going to start to crave it, whether it be in social settings, in business, across the board.
I was talking to... I was talking. Thank you. I was talking to somebody earlier today, and we were talking specifically about an accountant that he had in his business, and he had this young girl, and she was great. But then she moved on to something else, and he had a more seasoned, more experienced woman come in, and he was like, oh my gosh, what a difference. Like, I feel like my business is on track. And we're talking about the human element here, and this is why I'm bringing this subject up, is like, okay, you can hire somebody young who's got knowledge, but the experience matters so much more. Like, okay, you're hiring some kid who can code or who can prompt or whatever, but what kind of relationships can he build?
Exactly.
What kind of communication can he have with the customer or the client? It's such an important part. I think that's a value of what Taptico brings to the table. With 60 years of marketing experience, networks, different lifestyles, places we come from, people we know, networks we have. I think that's just such a huge value.
Yeah, we've done it. And I appreciate you saying that. We've actually been out there doing these things. And look, we talk about AI every week, but we are really marketing strategists that really just know how to use AI to best get the results that we want. So,
well, you know how to use AI, and Nick knows how to use AI.
You're learning,
but I'm learning. Dave learns AI. This another episode of Dave learns AI, and I've learned some things today. I've learned some jobs that I'm glad I don't have.
Yes.
And maybe some tips for my son who's in college, who's trying to figure out what he's going to do. I always told him, not always, but back when he was in high school, he's like, Dad, I don't know what I want to study. And I said, listen, go get a business degree. number one, go have that college experience. Because, man, what a great
relationships, right?
Yeah, what a great time in life. And your net worth is your network, you know? And when you're in college, that's where you get your network. So said, go do that. And then when you get out, instead of going and get your MBA or something, go to a trade school, learn a trade. And now you go out and you run your business. You have other people do the work for you, but now you know how to own a business, run a business, operate a business, and you've got a nice, bright future ahead of you.
And he's good until the Tesla robots come.
Yes.
So we will talk about that next week.
Okay, all right. I'm holding you to that. We're going to learn about Tesla's robots next week here on Dave Learns AI and Taptico Talks, or Dave Learns AI, a Taptico Solutions production. Is that what we're doing?
Yeah, absolutely.
Something like that. Hey, you're getting married. Congratulations.
Yes, thank you. I will go to Mexico.
Have a great time, honeymoon, trip, party.
Yeah.
Hopefully all the money that you're putting into it pays off in a way that makes you have the most memorable experience and night of your life.
Absolutely. If you do it right the first time, you only do it once. So looking forward to it.
It's good advice.
All right, guys. Did we close that one?
Yeah, it's closed. It's closed. Do that one more time and then it'll be officially closed. Do it.
Okay, let's restart from the top.